On series. And this is Spotlight on the Dining Room. And today we're gonna talk about our journey in Hope Filipino Church. So why don't we introduce ourselves, starting of course by myself.
Yes.
My name is Noriel. I've been in Hope Church for 14 years now, and I am from Batangas in the Philippines. How about you, Pat?
Yes, I'm Patty. I'm from Pasig.
Wow,
and
anak ng Pasig.
Yes. Anak ng Pasig, and I've been in Hope Church for 14 years as well.
Alright, me, I'm Patrina. I'm in Hope for 16 years.
Wow.
But I'm still young, okay? And I'm from Boracay.
Really?
Yes, that's what I always used to say when I was still in the life group. And
Okay.
guess what? They all believed me.
Okay.
Alright, so hi!
Hello.
I'm Chai from Batangas, also in Philippines, and I've been in Hope for 12 years and 3 months.
Wow.
How many days?
How many days and hours?
I lost calculation.
Okay.
Okay. And now we go to our Mahiwagang Rice Bowl. Our Rice Bowl. It's actually questions. And Chuchay, you get to
Wow! Okay, don't feel any pressure. Dun. Okay. Was your journey in Hope Church bumpy or smooth? And please explain. Can I call a friend first? Okay, I'll call a friend. Alright, can I call Patrina?
Thank you. Good choice.
Can I call a friend?
Only one.
Bumpy or smooth? Smoothie. Maybe a combination of both. Smooth because I was always obedient, right?
Wow.
Right, Ate Sheila? Yes, please say yes. Yeah, smooth in that sense that I always tried to follow right, what my leaders would encourage me to, or what they would speak into my life. But on the other hand, bumpy because I think though the journey in church was smooth, my life was bumpy because I had to make certain decisions that were probably I had to change my lifestyle. You know, in the conviction was there to follow God and not just obedience to my leaders, but to really be encouraged by what God has been speaking into my life. So that was this conviction. So bumpy because I had to make adjustments in my life to follow God wholeheartedly. So smooth and bumpy at the same time.
Yes.
What about you?
For me, I think the same.
Same.
I'm also very obedient. Yes.
Wow.
We're
Right?
all obedient.
Even to my husband, I'm very obedient. So it's very smooth. Not very smooth. It's smooth, but also bumpy because when I was starting, there were things in church that I don't understand, like restructure. We all went through that, and we didn't understand the concept. So for me, it was a struggle the first time we went through that. So yeah, but now we understand. So it's smooth again. But yeah, anyone else want to share?
Yeah, for me it's bumpy because of my just
It's smooth, honey.
no, it becomes smooth when you have a partner.
Oh, okay.
No, it went a little bit bumpy when we were starting because like what she said, we don't really know the principles behind restructuring, and there was a time when we got angry of the leader because of that certain restructure, and we thought of leaving the church because of that. But yeah, we just followed, and as time goes by, we just accepted, and the Lord has revealed His greater plans for us.
It's called the worship team.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to question number 2. Are there early church things or activities that we used to do that you miss and would like to bring back?
Yes.
I love what was that? The sports fest.
fest.
Yes.
Oh.
Although I don't really do sports, I'm always the cheerer, but I love it. How about
You're
you?
a cheerleader.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, aside from that, remember we had, those competition?
Fiesta
Sabayan, yes.
Christmas caroling.
Yes, Christmas caroling, Fiesta Sabayan, all those, because the people are really engaged and they're quite competitive, as we know, Filipinos, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, I miss camps. You know what I mean? So like as a whole church, we would take tons of buses traveling to Malaysia, right? So I really miss those times. We used to do it as one whole church because I think in recent years we have only been having leaders camp. So I miss the special nights we had in camp where we all dress up.
Yeah.
I think it was a time where we got to mingle with all the other districts as well, for not just on Sunday services but throughout 3 days, 2 nights of having fun, being together. So yes, that's what I miss. What about you?
What about me? Okay, I missed also Pieza Sabayan because we used to dance in Pieza Sabayan. So
Wow,
who danced here in
sample.
Pieza Sabayan? No, only me. Okay. Sample for them. So sample. Okay, next vlog. Okay, so I love that because as you were saying earlier that we really come together at least 5 times a week, and we will cook it. Yeah. Okay, now auntie already cannot already. But yeah, we used to do that, and we have really like fellowship and really get to know one another well. Yeah.
Yes.
We really bond on that during those days.
Wow.
Yes.
Seems like we missed a lot of things during
So the new members, we miss a lot.
Who knows?
Still stay because we will have more.
Yeah.
Okay, you wanna catch Chuchay dancing?
And also Patrina dancing.
I'm the one cooking the food. I wanna practice 5 times.
Okay.
Alright.
next question.
Yes, what's the next question? Okay, so what do you remember about this food?
Ooh.
So what do we have here? We have wonton, we have gyoza, roasted chicken, grapes, donuts. Does this count orange juice?
Orange juice.
Yes.
We actually don't have orange juice. Like, we always
Coke.
Yeah. I mean, for me would be, of course, very famous, the chicken from Fairbanks. $5 ba yan? Less than, di ba?
$5. You wait until
Okay.
it's late, it becomes 4 something.
Yeah, every life group is present.
Yes.
Just sa life group natin. Pero yun nga, after some time, when we didn't finish the food, the chicken, we tapaw it and the next day, we cook it some other dish.
It will become paksiw.
Yes.
Or chicken ala. Yes.
Yeah.
So for you, it's present every life group. In our life group, right? It's present 2 things. First, because the person who's assigned for food, last minute couldn't cook, so there's no other dish that we can buy immediately, right? So we buy this chicken. Or secondly, there's not enough food, which is a good thing. We have a lot of new friends in life group, so we would quickly go and rush and buy this chicken. Yeah.
For me, also chicken, but we didn't have chicken until when we were in the singles group. We didn't have chicken. We only had canned tuna.
Social.
And the instant soup, bonito soup from the Philippines, we would have that, and that's it. I didn't have this until we moved to the family group. They have more money.
But they have budget.
And they have like 3 dishes, It's like, whoa, it's good.
For singles, it's only like 2 dishes.
It's like a meat and soup.
From our experience, right?
Or maybe
Because
we are the
for
poor.
the family group, they do have the helper who's cooking for them.
Every week is fiesta.
Yes. So yeah. And this one, what's this? Noodle. Wonton noodle is what we used to eat at church. Right?
Back in the Nexus days.
Yes, Nexus days.
Because it's 24 hours.
Yeah. Yes.
After all the rehearsals.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's open.
There's this auntie na masungit.
So sungit. Yeah, the mi goreng, right?
Wonton.
Yeah.
Very
How about
funny.
for you?
I think it's the same with you all, but I think for donuts, right, we can only have this when
this birthday.
Yeah, there's birthday or there's nakakaangat-angat sa buhay. Yeah, or Teacher's
Payday.
Day. Or payday,
Payday.
okay. Yeah, so, yeah, it's only during those days. But things has changed.
Yeah.
So now
Every week na ba?
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
And what about grapes? I remember we had this every life group because it was the cheapest fruit.
Oh, really? Social.
It was you can get I can't remember how much we used to get it for, but it was the cheapest fruit. So every life group there will be grapes if we want to have.
Can I be part of your life?
Right, it's only banana.
Yeah. Most
Special
of the time,
occasion,
it's
we have
special
that.
There's many
banana.
pieces in one compared to banana, compared to apples.
Yeah.
There's already
Okay.
many pieces.
One for each, right? Okay.
Alright, so much about the food, I guess.
Yeah. Are we supposed to eat?
Can
Are
we
we?
eat
Are
the
we?
food? Let's eat.
Okay, we can eat.
Okay.
While
Mukbang ba
we-
to? Okay.
Okay, while we're eating, you haven't answered
Okay.
your question.
I'll pick up and then I'll call someone else to answer.
Oh!
What is your favorite part of the Hope Filipino Church?
Oh, you can go to it.
Okay.
You can
Let's
Okay. I'll pick. Since we're talking about culture, starts with the letter C. Let's talk about
Yes.
Chuchay.
Okay. What Filipino culture?
Culture.
Hope
Filipino culture.
Filipino culture. I
Yep.
think it's the love for evangelism. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a love for evangelism. I remember during the earlier days, we will really go to street evangelism almost every week. And then I remember because I so captured it, and we had just restructured life group. So I went alone in City Hall. And
Wow.
I did street evangelism, and then I saw one girl and one guy who just staring at me. Then I smiled, and then they smiled also, and then I said, "Hey, can you come into the life group?" And I just shared them about the weekly gatherings and things like that. And it's really a miracle from God that they agreed, and we asked them to join the life group, and they did come to the life group. It's just that they lost their job, so yeah, they have.
They needed to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the street evangelism. Wow.
For me,
Wow.
for you. Okay, for you. Go.
Before you say, for me, I love the care.
Wow.
Care Bears.
Yes. Because when the first time we joined, we were like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
How can these people like me and do, things that strangers will not do? So that for me was amazing. Like, there was a time where a lot of the people in our life group needed to exit right? To do stuff, to exit and get another 30 days extension. And they would just go out of their way to go with us. And so that for me was amazing.
The care, the love is not just a concept, but it's very tangible
Yeah.
in the life of our leaders during that time.
Yeah.
She herself needs to exit in Malaysia, and we were, accompanied by them. It's the same culture that we passed on to our people. We have always, people who will come here to go find work and have to extend. So we will really accompany them.
Yeah.
And
To
even
prosper.
opening their houses, right, for free. Like, that's something that for us is, it's something that we captured until now. Yeah. It's,
Yeah. I can relate. Yeah, I did that because for me, I always say I feel like a foreigner in my own country, right? But I never felt like a foreigner with the Filipinos in that, because every time I would go for life group, they would really make their effort. Every time they see me, they're like, "Hey, Channel 5." And I know how difficult it is when you're so used to talking in Tagalog with your own
Yes.
people, so you want to speak Tagalog Filipino culture and everything, but they made every effort to make me feel inclusive, that I never miss out. So for me, I was like, even in Singapore, there are times when, right, as an Indian, I'm also a minority, so you would have situations where you're in different people group, but with the Filipinos, I never felt left out. They will make every effort.
You're from where?
Yeah.
And you know, my first birthday celebration in the life group, they actually brought prata and
Wow.
and they cooked Filipino curry, so it was a bit different, but I felt like really appreciated. So that was okay. But the other thing that I want to highlight, or something that captivated me, is also the can-do spirit. Like every time there's something, whether it's from the leaders, Pastor Christy, or just an idea that's being shared in their life group, everyone is game for it.
Yeah.
So I realized that is something that brought us together in unity. Like we want to do things together, so we bonded beyond our lives in life group, whether it is doing things like bowling or so we had fun together, but at the same time, even in ministry, we want to do things together. So there was this unity of flowing together, no matter how ridiculous or innovative the idea was. We're like all in, okay, let's give it a shot, let's do it together. So that's something that I captured as well.
Wow, persistent, very persistent, and I believe most of your people have this bleeding nose during the time.
They would normally wear black.
No, I always had it because before I was working in shift, so I would come to life group like about 7+8. So at 7 o'clock life group used to start at 7 then, right? Back then. So the first part is always sharing your blessing, right? What I know, it's everyone in life group wants to go first, because once Patrina comes in, it's time to channel. So no one is shy. Everyone wants to share first. So the moment they see me step in, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we also in our life group then, we had international students, right? Our life group was filled with international students, and we would always wear black.
So it's not so obvious.
So it's not obvious. No, but yeah, we relate to the Channel 5 thing.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I learned a lot of things from the Filipino culture, and I think no one can ever beat you guys in hospitality. Even my first time to Philippines, they'll give you the bed, the room, everything, and then they will sleep on the floor. So that's something I really appreciate as well. Yeah. And now I can speak Tagalog already.
Wow.
Tagalog na tayo.
Pwede.
Okay, next question.
Si Chuchay, si Pat, okay.
Okay, wait, where? Okay, last two.
Yes. Okay, who was your first mentor, and what was the first lesson that made a great impact on you?
We cleared our throat because she's ready for this.
Okay, first mentor. My first mentor was my friend. She's the owner in church. But she's the one who taught me like being genuine. She's just truly genuine. And then I had the whole family of the store. I went through all of them. My next mentor was Joy, and the most, I think, what she instilled in me is the tithing, how important it is to tithe. And I told her I don't really have much money, and she would just smile at me and say, "Yeah, but you have to." So it's like, for me, she's not forcing me to do this, but at the same time, she's telling me that you have to be convicted, of the principles of what God is teaching me. And so from there, because during that time we just got married, and my thinking was, because my mom didn't work, my thinking was he was gonna not ask me to work, but he asked me to work. And so I know, right? And so during that time I was earning very little, and so, but I told
Tell them how much.
I was earning 1,000 because I was an admin assistant, and I was just a dependent, right, from you. And while I'm waiting for my PR, I said, why not work? And so for me, it was, even though it's just $100 during that time, it's a big thing,
Yeah.
right? Because we're paying rent, we're paying food. And it was that time that I was challenged to tithe that Noriel,
Yeah, I actually can attest to that because we just started building a family. We just got married, and then her salary is only 1,000. 10% of 1,000 is 100. It's a big amount for someone who has resigned from a job, and she's the only one who's having you pay every month. And this a point during that time that we really fought about umalis siya sa bahay. We
Walk out.
She walked out, literally. So really inspiration for me because she stood up on whatever she believes about tithing and the principles around tithing. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, that's the thing that we have really caught from our mentor.
how about your mentor?
My mentor, I started with Tristan, then Gilbert, and then Kuya Rich. Si Kuya Rich, nagdaan din kami sa mga stores.
All of the stores.
But most important than the knowledge itself is the spirit, really. Because when I started, I am really stubborn. I'm really independent. I don't really reply to the messages. So yeah.
It's very difficult to
Yeah,
mentor.
I'm very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. But they are very persistent.
Are you still difficult?
Yeah. So you can see really the genuineness in terms of the care. They would really follow up that even though you neglect them, you ignore them, they're still there, ready to love them and accept you.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out.
The mentors and the
Yes.
store family.
Sister family, we love you.
What about you?
You.
So, if they started the Vidian, mine is totally different. My first mentor was Ate Mayen Cañeda, the worship leader. And during that time, I remember because I was so inconsistent to the life group, and I was also living a not so godly life. And so I remember she approached me, and then she just had this tough conversation with me, and she challenged me that time. And I remember I refused on her challenge, and I lived my own life. So I've been with Hope for 12 years, but only after 2 years that I committed my life to Christ. And Ate Mayen was there, like when she challenged me, and I didn't even I turned my back from her, but she didn't turn her back from me. And I think that was the somehow the turning point in my life. How can someone love me? How can someone correct me if I've turned my back away from them? And so I captured that, even though it's not really a teaching from the Bible, or a teaching itself, but the spirit that she, and the courageous spirit that she has imparted to me that time, I somehow capture that. Try, if you want to live for God, you live it all the way. You don't follow God half-heartedly. And so after that, praise God, thank you Ate Mayen for that challenge. Where is that place, and I owe it to you, and I will be forever grateful for you and for your life.
Nice.
All right. For me, it was Ate Seri. I'm not sure if you guys know her. So I started with Ate Seri when I first came to church, and then Ate Sheila. I think same like all of you guys, it was more than the lessons and the teachings that we had during mentoring. But one thing I always remember, right? Every mentoring, the first thing that I had to do is to recite hope, vision, and mission. It was like, okay, so I'm always prepared. Even at that time, I couldn't really grasp onto why I had to memorize or recite this every time. But I would, on the way to mentoring, I would like, okay, I need to start memorizing the vision. But not only that, that was the beginning of every mentoring. But at the end of every mentoring, Ate Sherry would always, go with me. And on the way back to MRT, we would always stop to invite someone. So it wasn't just literally reciting the vision, but I was also living it out. So our mentoring will always start with the vision Bible, and then there will be some sharing, teaching that we had together, and then on the way back home, we would always stop for at least 1, 2 people, anyone that we saw along the way. And that impacted me that, the church is serious about the vision. Yeah, it's not something that we just talk about, but we really want to help people get to know Jesus as well. So that is one thing I learned from Ate Sherry. And for Ate Sheila, I think she was a mentor that challenged me to do things beyond my comfort zone. A lot of things I did in life group, in church, they were all first time to do most of the things, right? From cooking to, I don't know, singing.
Wow.
Singing, yes. I led praise and worship in Tagalog, okay?
Wow.
Real.
Yes. Halina't sama-sama. Yeah. So, not only things in the life group, but every challenge she gave, it was always something new, something that I thought I would never be able to do, but I did it anyway because she exemplified it with her life. And so those are the things that made me realize that, with God, it's not about what you can or cannot do, but how are we really willing to give our all to serve God. And I'm thankful for the mentors along there. They don't just challenge you, stand from afar to challenge you and watch you do things, but they come alongside with you to model it to you so that we can journey and grow together as well. Yeah.
Shout out to Agnes.
Heart for the mentor. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Complete the song. What song?
Time to sing again.
Yeah. Okay, this is the.
Yeah, while waiting for this song, if you can, we can share what are the songs that you used. Okay. Alam ko yan.
A thousand times. What's the title of this song? Inside Out.
Inside Out.
From the inside out.
The last, you're like the sun and all else fades, never ending. Your glory goes beyond all.
From the inside out.
Yeah,
Is that the
from the inside
title? From the inside out.
That's why it shows us we're good singers. We're all good singers.
It's the same, right? From the inside out.
Confirm from the inside out. Double confirm. Darling check to the.
A live version yata to eh.
This is our God.
Did you read the title?
I didn't read the title. I didn't read the title. How to sing it?
Wow, it's so long. Instrumental part. break free.
Yeah. Break free, won't you break free?
You don't know that. But it's only 2 years apart, you know.
Wow.
Well,
No,
years,
because
2
after
years.
2 years, right? I'm not consistent.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Blame it to the inconsistency.
So never be consistent, okay?
Never be inconsistent.
Yeah, never be inconsistent. Sorry.
Okay.
So that you will know all the worship songs.
It's important. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So what songs do you remember? I remember. No, not in the life, but in service. This is what made me accept Jesus. The divine exchange. I don't know the lyrics, but I know that there's divine exchange in the lyrics.
There's
Wow.
divine expression.
Yeah, so okay, I need to do this. So yeah, that's what happened. But then in the life, the first time I led praise and worship, I think I sang, "You came from heaven to earth." And that's the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, aside from Heart of Worship, which is, so
National anthem.
moving,
Me too.
very moving,
Yes.
we always go back to the Heart of Worship. Every time I hear that song, it would really, move my heart to go back to that position, right? Aside from that, shout to the Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, shout to the Lord, because that time we're learning how to play guitar, and that's the basic, the chords are very basic. And so that's the first song that I somehow learned how to play. Not yet, but yeah, the strumming is not yet that perfect, but
Yeah.
that's the first song.
Yeah. For me, it's Lord, I offer my life. I think
Ah,
every
nice,
night
Yes.
we'll always sing that song. It was very ministering, and it's a constant reminder that whatever we are doing, why we are here, it's to remember that because the Lord has offered His life unto Him, so
Yes.
we continue to give. So it was a song that always made me cry, made me tear, and to give myself fully to the Lord. And it was also the easiest song to learn with guitar, but me and guitar, it never worked. I tried my very best, but the guitar still doesn't like it. 16 years later, I'm still trying. So yeah.
So,
What about you?
What about me? For me, it's not the worship song that the worship leader sings. It was actually the the communion song. Before we have a singer who really sing the communion song, and I remember the song, Grace.
Yes.
Yes.
Laura's story.
Yeah. So like every time that it will be sang in the church, I will always cry, and then I will just, Lord, no, the song is, I ask you how many times will you pick me up, and I keep on letting it down. And like for 2 years, I will always cry during that song, and I think it really ministered in my heart that no matter how I fall, the Lord will always pick me up, and will gracefully, from the word, from the lyrics itself and the title itself, that His grace is sufficient for me. And, yeah, so I love that song. And,
Yes.
So can you sing the song?
Okay. Okay, so we ran out of questions, but I hope you guys enjoyed the time. We also enjoyed. I enjoyed the
Did
time.
you?
Yeah.
I did. Super. How about you guys?
Yeah. Very much. Very much.
I think it was a great reminder as well. I think for all of us to
Yes.
remember where we started and to look back, not just as the past or memories, but to relive these moments again.
Yeah.
It's quite nostalgic as well, right? Hearing the testimonies and the stories behind where we are now.
Yeah.
It's part of our journey as we journey together as brothers and sisters in Hope Church.
Yes.
So, see you on our 25th year anniversary.
Yes, it's gonna be 3 weeks of awesome celebration.
Of faith, hope, and love.
Do invite your friends and family. Hope to see you there.
See ya! This is hope. This is hope.